Hey guys, welcome to my garage. My name's Devin. Today I'm going to show you how to fix the headlight adjustment screw on a 2017 Ford F150. Let's get it. So from the factory, Ford makes their headlight adjustment screws right on the top of the headlight housing here. They make them so that you can put a little Phillips screwdriver in here and kind of, twist back and forth. Clockwise is down, counterclockwise is up. A lot of times people are breaking these. You hear like if you try to adjust it too far one way or the other, you'll get a pop sound, and it sounds really scary, and all of a sudden you are just free spinning and you can't really adjust anything. Basically what happens is there's a little rod in there, and if you go too far it'll just pop out, and a lot of people assume that this is breaking it. It's actually not. I thought I broke it myself. I actually broke both sides just the other day trying to put these aftermarket LED headlights in. Wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, so I searched the forums. Didn't really see any, awesome fixes. People went to the dealerships. I think one guy had a quote for replacement headlights at about $1,300 a piece. Definitely don't want to deal with that. I'm not going to pay for that. So I decided to tear it apart and see what I could find, and lo and behold, it's actually not broken. It is just popped out of there. So I figured I would see if I can't save you some money. You should be able to do this with pretty basic tools. So we'll get going. I'm going to take this headlight out. I've already done the driver's side. I'm going to do the passenger side, show you guys how to do it. If you need to know how to remove the headlight on 15 to 17 F150, there's tons of YouTube videos out there. So I'm just going to set up the camera. We're going to speed through this, and then I'll show you how to do the actual fix once we get in there. Got the headlight pulled. Let's take it over to the bench and see what's what here. Before you get started, you're going to need one of these. This is a bolt retaining washer. It is 1/4 inch inside diameter. You're going to stick this on the little adjustment shaft in there so that you can regain control of your headlight housing. You can pretty much get it at any hardware store. Again, 1/4 inch inside diameter. They also make these little ring. Good Lord. Let's focus. There you go. So they make those kind too. The ones that I got didn't quite fit well, and the little teeth on the inside are really going to chew up the threads if you try to put one of these on. So I'd recommend not using one of these and use one of these instead. If you're like me, you're standing out in your garage in the cold in the middle of winter, you're probably watching this on your phone thinking, geez man, you could have told me that before we started this video. I'm sorry. We'll be back. Alright, so take a look at the back of your headlight. On the top, you see your little adjustment mechanism here. You can see how this one kind of just free spins. There is quite obviously no engagement with the rod or anything like that. We're gonna fix that. This actually comes out, so if you give it about a 1/4 turn to the left, counterclockwise, lefty loosey, righty tighty, and then just pull it straight out, you have your little adjustment mechanism. Then you have the adjustment shaft here. This connects to the top of your headlight housing, the reflector. Basically, the farther you push it in, the more your headlight tilts down. So if you pull it back towards you, you're aiming the light up. Basically what happened here is if you adjust this rod too far, it'll actually pop out of the threads or the teeth on this guy, and you just won't be able to do anything. So that's what that pop is. If you kind of over adjust it, have no fear, we have a fix here. Basically what we're gonna do here, you're gonna take your bolt retaining washer and you're just gonna slide it over the top. And you're gonna push it down as far as you can get it. Grab some pliers, push it down with your fingers. And then as soon as you get it down as far as you can go, grab the top of it, slide this down so it's about level with the housing at this point. You can kind of see that in there. You need to go farther. You got to go all the way down. So grab another pair of pliers or a flathead screwdriver. If you have some long needle nose pliers, you can kind of go like this and get it down in there too. That works. That's really the hardest part done. And you want to make sure when you get down to the bottom, you're pulling this up to make sure that you get all of the extension you need. Let's see if I can get the camera to see this here. If you can see down in there, you can kind of see that washer is down in there. It's sitting basically right on top of the retainer housing down there. Yeah, you can kind of see that, but anyway, you just slide it all the way down. Now, when you move this back and forth, in and out, you'll notice that your headlight housing also moves. That's going to be enough for you guys with factory headlights. You don't have to worry about this. You should just be able to pop this guy back in, pop the adjuster back in. Make sure when you put it back in, you put some silicone lubricant on the threads. Just make your adjustments a little bit smoother, and throw some in here too. Just do it just like that. Spin it around, get it all mixed in there. You don't want too much, just a little bit. Make sure your surface here is clean so you get a good seal when you put it back in. Now when you put it on, it's probably not going to want to go in all the way, because in my case I have this bulb in the way. So just take the bulb out. This can move a lot farther down. So move it all the way down as far as it'll go. And then go like that. And then once you get it, that one just popped in for me, but if you can't, just spin the adjuster so that it starts threading onto the thread, and it'll pull it down into the hole, and then you should be able to push it down and kind of lock it back into place with just a quarter turn. Before you go putting everything back together, make sure that you can see the shaft inside here. Give it a few turns to pull the shaft up into the little channel there, just so you know that you've got threads. You can also verify that your headlight is moving by watching the housing. If you spin this, so you may be able to see this move. Go as far down as I can. You probably can't see that, it's just moving slightly though, but we just want to make sure that the headlight housing is indeed moving, and you can tell that the fix has worked. Almost forgot, if you have factory headlights, that's it, you can go. But if you have these LED headlights and you want more downward adjustment so you're not blind in traffic, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Every time I get dirt on my face. Unbelievable. So now that we've got that situated, if I try to push this down as if I were trying to angle the headlight forward, I'm trying to push this down and it won't go anywhere. So for you guys that have the LED headlights, this is the problem, and this is why you're breaking these things, because you're trying to push against this housing, all this stuff in here, and it really wedges the bulb in there, the back of the bulb, so you really can't move it up or down. So we're going to pull this out here, if I can even get it out of here. But this is all the stuff that they have you try and shove in there, and they expect you to be able to adjust your headlights. Yeah, we're going to take this out, disconnect. And I'm not trying to rag on these headlights, by the way. They're awesome, super bright. Just we're blind in oncoming traffic here, so we can't have this. So see, now that I've removed that, see how you can move this back and forth. That's the kind of adjustment that you need. You can see that this shaft here is directly connected to the housing, so when I pull back on this shaft, the back of the bulb moves as well. So you just want to mark the outside, kind of the outside edge, with a silver Sharpie or gold Sharpie or pink or whatever you have. Just mark the borders on either side of the inside ring here. The sealing cap that you put on, it seals around this outer ring. Doesn't really touch the inner ring. So we're just going to make a cut here and here, and we're going to pull this section of the inner ring out in order to give us another, I don't know, 3-4 millimeters of space. Doesn't seem like much, but it made all the difference in the other headlight. That'll allow us to maintain the seal for the cap, so you're not going to get any water in there, but it's going to give you a lot more adjustment space. So pull your headlight out and grab some masking tape, just a little piece here, just like that. Take your Dremel and cut here and here, and then we'll switch out the disc, the cutting disc, for a sanding wheel here. I think this is like 80 grit. We'll get this cut. Make sure you don't cut your wiring harness, so hold on to that. Alright, so we've got our two cuts here and here, and if you can see, we really just cut through that outer ring like that, and then we're going to run along here that way and pull this little piece out. Make sure when you're doing this that you don't cut into the outer ring. Just into this channel here, just go through the inner ring and avoid hitting the outer ring. Just like that. Take the rest of this lip out with the sanding wheel. Just make it flush with the outer ring. The back of the headlight fan is going to be able to sit up flush with this, and we're going to retain that factory seal integrity there. So just clean out in here, turn it upside down, tap it out, deburr it, blow it out with air, whatever you have to do. Pretty much good to go. Take your little tape off. Now when you put the headlight back in, you should be able to make a wider adjustment range. I know just doing this little bit took my headlights from basically high beams to regular headlights that actually work. So where it's sitting right now, that was maxed out before we cut that little piece out. So we're going to turn our adjustment screw here, and we're going to aim our headlights down. You can see how it's narrowing the gap here. As you can see, that's a ton of extra movement that you're going to get out of this. That's going to be the difference between blinding people and having normal functioning headlights. Have at it. There you go. Hopefully that saved you a bunch of money and time and headache. Nobody wants to do that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you like this video, if it helped you out, give me a thumbs up. Meantime, take it easy. Cheers.